It had to be you. No, just kidding. Sorry. Okay. So, can I share? Oh, yes. It's kind of blurry.
And maybe put your phones on Do Not Disturb.
It's amazing these phones can do more than one thing at a time.
All right, we are ready. Are we ready? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ask Me Now with Marya Lawrence. I have Saul Zebulon Rubin here and Jennifer Vincent here with me. I'm going to be playing bass, going to be playing some tunes. I am inviting you. That's true. We have to turn the volumes off on the thingy thing. And I'm going to have to be looking at my phone a little bit so that I can see the questions if you ask me any questions.
And I'll make you feel better. I'll hold my phone too.
Oh, yeah. So we could be looking at our phones.
Yeah.
We also are going to need to look at our phones for
It's not like we're trying to perform or anything like that. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hi, John. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Hi, John.
All right. So maybe now I want to just let you know that you are invited to ask us questions. I'm going to be checking the texts and the chat, and we are going to be going on right now. Now, I would like to start, if you don't mind, putting us in the mood with the blues. And this is the blues that I wrote. It's on my new album, Paying the Bills. And because I worry too much. I worry all the time. And someone gave me this concept that that worry just exists inside my brain, and it doesn't really help me to fix anything. So that's what this blues is about. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I used to worry day and night about what's wrong and what's right. The mind can drive you crazy if you let it. You can't get it till you get it. And worry is empty and meaningless. Well, I would worry about the money, and if I'd ever get the right honey. I didn't know that I would find that worry only exists in my mind. And Worry is empty and meaningless. Worry won't pay the bills. Worry won't find real love. Worry won't make me healthy. Only action does. And I didn't know that I would find that worry only exists in my mind. Worry is empty and meaningless. Do do day do day day. Do 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 day day. Do 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 day da day day day. Do 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 day day day. Do 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 day do day. Do 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 day da 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 bamboo say obo day obo do bye obo we sa da de de bla da de bla da de we are some we do 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 so baba we blah 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 do bede we ba de 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 ba bong bong do do de 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 do do de 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 ba sa de 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 Well, I would worry about the money, and if I'd ever get the right honey. I didn't know I would find, worry only exists in my mind. And worry is empty and meaningless. Stop typing again. Worry won't pay the bills. Worry won't find real love. Worry won't make me healthy. only action does. And I didn't know that I would find that worry only exists in my mind. And worry is empty and meaningless. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yay, guys.
Is that a take?
That was a take. Okay, here we go. Let me say hello to some people. Let's see. Zandrina, hi, honey. Thanks for coming. Tommy Campbell is here. Hey, Tommy, what's going on? I'm going to be singing with Tommy Campbell with his Vocalize.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, at Smalls on July 10th. Woo, thanks, Tommy.
With
Ja-
the orchestra.
with the with the orchestra, totally. I'm sure. And let's see. James Zucker is watching.
Yeah, hey James.
Hey, James. And Meredith is watching. Hi, Meredith. That's my cousin.
Oh,
And Roberta is watching. That's my cousin too. And
Alrighty.
let's see. Zandrina says, "Sweet guitar and bass. They sound so smooth."
Oh my god.
And lots of applause. And JR is watching. Hey, JR, what's going on? And Joe, hey, hello, old friend. Joe Jaroslaw is one of my oldest friends. I've known him since summer camp when I was 10. Hi, Joe. Okay, cool. And Aunt Carol is watching. Hi, Aunt Carol. Got a lot of family here. Thank you so much for coming. Please feel free to ask questions. But now I'm going to ask all a question. I'm curious, how did you get your start in music? When did it happen? How old were you? What was your experience?
how did I get my start in music?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a loaded question.
Well, I used to tap my feet, bang on stuff a lot. My mother would say, "What do you stop it?" You know, that's how I got my start in music. By banging on stuff. And then, I wanted to be a rock and roll guitar player,
Uh-huh.
in the 60s, it was also cool. And I got a guitar,
Yeah.
and the rest is I've been playing since I'm a young man.
And well,
So-
if you started out as a rock and roll player, how did jazz become your
Well,
thing?
yeah, I mean, always liked a lot of different kinds of music. My mother had the Beethoven symphonies by Arturo Toscanini, and I really
Oh.
liked that too. That was a great record. She had that, and my father liked Bing Crosby, and he liked Sinatra a little bit. He liked Bing better though. I like Sinatra better. But how did I get my start in music? Well, yeah, I wanted to be a guitar player. Yeah, remember? I'm trying to remember. It was a long time ago. I mean, it. Yeah, my camp counselor, he was really cool. He was like a Bob Dylan type,
Okay.
And it was my first teacher. He ended up being my brother-in-law many years later. That's another story.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, because
Well,
my
your
sister
camp-
really liked him too.
I
Yeah, he
guess
was my
so.
counselor. And I must have been, I think I was 7 and 9 when I went to that camp. He was my counselor. And yeah, so
So who was it who introduced you to jazz? I mean, you said Bing Crosby was your introduction?
no, to jazz. Well,
I never
jazz.
guessed it. Who'd have thunk it?
I went through a whole different bunch of phases, with the stuff that kids like then, the Beatles. Well, I like the
Yeah.
Monkees a lot too. But then
Oh yeah.
the Monkees, then the Beatles, the Stones, the Pink Floyd, and then I started getting into progressive stuff, like Yes, ELP,
Okay.
Gentle Giant, and then I started getting into fusion. It's all a sequence.
Yeah.
So fusion
yeah.
going to when I first heard, Mahavishnu Orchestra, I was blown away by John McLaughlin, and that was And I saw the name Miles Davis. I said, I know that guy. That guy's a jazz trumpet player. He's supposed to be great. I really didn't know much about jazz, but I was like, I don't know. I was in my 14 or 15, you know. I
Yeah.
started getting into weather reports. Then I started checking out Wayne Shorter.
Mhm.
And then I had a friend, Jeff Friedner. He played alto saxophone. He's an incredible painter. So Jeff had all these jazz records, Thelonious Monk.
Oh yeah.
And so he turned
It
me
was
on
Jeff.
to all the Dexter Gordon, Charlie Parker, Thelonious Monk, John Coltrane, Charlie Parker. I said him twice. He deserves twice.
Charlie Parker. I gave it a
and
third.
all the great pianists like Art Tatum and Art Tatum,
Oh,
Bud
yeah.
Powell.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to school, college. So
did you go to school for jazz?
I went to school as a composition student at the Hart College of Music, which had a phenomenally good jazz program, as it turned out, with Jackie McLean.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he brought up every week we had like great master classes like Woody Shaw, Dexter Gordon,
All right.
Yeah,
Mr. Heath, Jimmy Heath, and
Yes.
and I was a composition major, so I was kind of at a double major, but only getting credit for one. So I had a
Right.
great college experience with good friends and da 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 da. And then 4 years later, I graduated with in composition, and I also was like about to become a dad at
Oh.
21 years old. So
Oh.
college ended up into being. So then I moved back to
You
New
were
York.
a very busy guy.
Yeah, I moved back to New York with my little family, and I immediately got into this like big wedding band, like weddings and parties for many years. So my jazz career as a known jazz player started much later, like in my early 40s.
All right.
I couldn't even get into
Wow.
Bradley's in those days. They wouldn't let me in. But then, things. Okay, so then I started getting. I've always done art. I'm an artist. So
Oh yeah.
I got really into computer animation,
Yeah.
3D animation, virtual reality, and I ended up working in that industry for 15 years.
Wow.
And I gave up the wedding bands,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy not have to. Although I learned a lot of tunes playing in those kind of gigs. I did animation for 15 years, and I just started going to jazz clubs and like sitting in at places.
Can I just talk? Your animation is amazing, and I want people to go find it somewhere. Where can they find your animation?
Well, yeah, during COVID, I did an animation as a project to keep my mind.
And you wrote music, too,
And I wrote the
right?
music.
Yeah. Oh man, it is
And the
gorgeous.
The music also has saxophone and flute in it, which I practiced every day for 4 months before I recorded it.
And you're
because
playing everything.
I was
on
really
it.
out of
Yeah.
shape. I did it in my little studio apartment.
That's
with a little,
awesome. It's so beautiful.
So-
You have to check it out. Where can they check it out?
Actually, you can go to there's a website I made. It's actually a museum of all art forms. It's called peepsvibes.com.
Peepsvibes.com.
And
Aaron, could you put peepsvibes.com in the chat so that people can find it, please?
and and Magic Song is the name of the animation.
Here, I'll do it. Magic Song.
Magic Song is the name of the animation.
Peepsvibes.com.
.com. So in that website, it has images, music, and words, and it's a virtual online museum of all art forms that I made like for people, my friends. So there's a bunch of music, a lot of photography, images, artwork, and music on there, and it's free. And I have, it's a labor of love, and I posted my animation on there. It's also on Vimeo, I think, but
Oh, right on.
I think it's posted made on Vimeo, but the animation is really a puppet show that I always wanted to do.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's an important piece for me because that puppet show is a piece that actually applied for a grant for it. And they said, what is it? Is it a puppet show? Is it music? Is it art? What is it? I said, yeah.
Yeah.
And they said,
All
well,
of the
sorry,
above.
we're not going to give you a grant because
You're
it was either theater or
overqualified.
music. And it just, but anyway, so I always wanted to perform this. I thought, well, if I never get a chance to perform the puppet show, at least I did. The story is an original story. And it's also the oldest story of mankind. It's the story of if you see it, you'll understand what I mean.
You have to see it. Go
Yeah.
see it. I put it in the chat, so the link for where to find it.
It's an adult tragic puppet show that ended up being a 3D animation.
It made me very sad.
Well, because it's supposed to.
Very moving.
It's a tragedy.
It was very moving.
It's not for children. They wouldn't really like it much.
So
But sad
okay.
in a good way. Sad in a good way. Yeah.
Now back to the music for a second, because I was just remembering that we met, and so we all met in the '90s. In fact, all of us met in the '90s
Yeah.
in the East Village.
Yeah, like at the St. Mark's Bar.
At St. Mark's Bar in Deanna's,
Right.
and but by then you were already an accomplished jazz guitarist.
I was an accomplished jazz guitarist. I just wasn't working in the industry. You know, I didn't have the gigs, but could play.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, by the time I got out of college, I worked my ass off. I was playing really well, you know. But in fact, Jackie McLean wanted me to teach at the school, but I had a reputation of being wild, so they didn't hire me. They hired someone else.
You're a wild man. All
Because
right.
my hair was long, and I was just about to have a kid, and it's like, oh, we better hire someone else.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay. But Jackie was we were friends. And Paul Jeffrey, I have to say, Paul Jeffrey was my real teacher, and
Okay.
he taught a lot of great musicians. And he was we remained friends, lifetime friends till the day he was gone. And he got me the gig with Sonny Rollins. He was the connection.
Oh my goodness. And
Paul Jeffrey.
And you
that's
played
Paul
with
Jeffrey.
Sonny Rollins, yeah.
I did Sonny Rollins' last tour, and that was really fun. And I did a lot of touring with Roy Hargrove's big band, and I did a lot of playing with Roy around town and stuff. He was a good friend.
I didn't know you played with Sonny.
That's amazing.
His last tour, he stopped after that tour.
Wow.
That wasn't my fault. No, I'm just kidding. It's like, no. He's great, and he's my friend. I talked to him last week.
Nice.
And we talked about reincarnation and spirituality and the golden rule and all kinds of really beautiful spiritual stuff. And he's inspiring because he reminds me of stuff. And it's like he's my spiritual advisor, because whenever I get off the phone with him, I feel like I've gone to good, like therapy, not analysis, like just talking about the universe and cosmic. And it's beautiful because he's deep. He's very deep.
That's awesome.
He's 90 years old.
90. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's my goal. I'd like to be like maybe 100 or so.
My minimum is 86.
Oh my gosh.
That's my minimum.
That's when you met him?
No, that's my minimum.
Oh, your
I'm
minimum
to
is 86?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a second. A lot of people joined in.
Okay.
James says that he's one of Jennifer's punnets.
Right.
And my brother Jeremy is here. Hi, Jeremy. And let's see. And Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. And Eric says he also plays great saxophone, and I'm guessing he means you, or I don't know who.
Sonny Rollins. No,
Sonny Rollins does. Sonny Rollins.
I play okay saxophone, but when I'm practicing a lot, which is usually never. So I don't know if I really play great saxophone. But I did practice every day for 4 months to do the animation.
And it sounds beautiful. I mean, I just love it so
of course.
much.
Nice.
So I hope you go see it. Let's see. Wow. Okay. You have a joke for me?
I'm embarrassed.
Are you embarrassed? Okay, I'll give you a joke
I'm
then.
embarrassed.
Did you know that 10 plus 10 and 11 plus 11 are the same? Did you know that? Because I'm so good at math, which is really a big lie. I'm terrible at math. Okay, here's how it is. 10 plus 10 equals 20, and 11 plus 11 equals 22. Okay. Thank you very
20
much.
also?
22.
You mean 20 also?
22.
20 as well.
Okay, that was
That was
okay.
good. That was good. I
You
like
like
that.
that?
You like that one?
It's
Yeah,
okay.
that was good.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
but a weird thing happened.
What
The other
happened?
day in Target, like I had the most clueless, slowest cashier. She was incompetent. She didn't know what the hell she was doing. Next time, I'm just going to avoid self checkout.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom, crash. Okay, sorry, I got to work on the delivery. Sorry. Oops,
Well, that's
okay.
a drum. But I'm bummed.
Yeah, I got to be more dramatic here. Okay, so I'll have another one.
You'll have another one?
Yeah,
Do-
later.
I want to ask you, Jen, also how you so we met. I was saying that we met in the 90s. And so what were you doing in the East Village in the 90s? You were already working, you were on the scene.
What was that? I didn't do much in the East Village. Actually, I tried to avoid the East Village. I really didn't like it at all.
Really?
I was mugged.
You were
I
mugged?
was mugged in the East Village at Knife Point.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I didn't like it. I like the West
I wouldn't
Village.
like it either.
Yeah, okay, well, these aren't particularly warm, fuzzy memories, but can I tell you, for the first time I was at Deanna's, this is kind of like my first conscious, like I knew that this was the Lower East Side, or the,
Yeah.
so I didn't really know what that was. But
Yeah.
I had to, Jay Collins, the gig was with Jay Collins.
Yeah.
Because we're both from Portland.
Oh
And
yeah.
so he was hanging out in the East Village at that time. So sometimes he'd have gigs and down in East Village, and sometimes I'd do it.
Oh.
So I had just moved to New York. It was pouring outside. I was stressed out because I was in school full time.
Yeah.
I was like exhausted. Like it was, 1992 or something.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really working yet,
Yeah.
but I went all the way down like on 10 million subways with the bass in the pouring rain. By the time I got to the club, I was exhausted and like exasperated and just about ready to and then my case was completely wet and my bass was wet and the rain had soaked through the bass case, and I was thinking to myself, how the hell am I gonna live here? Or how you know what I'm saying? I had this like how am I gonna survive here? That's the only time I ever felt that way in New York City.
Wow.
All other times I've loved every second of New York City except for this one moment. Like just getting down to Deanna's, it just rings out in my head.
So your
Isn't that
bass
funny?
getting wet was worse than getting mugged at Knife Point.
Yeah, but those are just two bad things that happened
Yeah.
in this village. Yeah.
I think the worst thing that happened to me in this village was I remember after a gig at Deanna's, I was walking in Alphabet City with Sasha Perry, and a rat came right up to me, and I jumped on his back, and he's not
On Sasha's back
Oh,
or the rat?
no,
Oh my
I
God.
jumped on Sasha because I was scared, so scared of that rat.
Oh, I thought you jumped on the rat.
No,
Is that Deanna's?
yeah, well, it was like just down the street from the Diaz. It was more like between B and C.
I think I might
something.
have been there.
Oh
Same
yeah.
rat?
I think I remember seeing that.
There's only one rat in New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I swear to God, that rings a bell.
Okay, well, let me
Yeah,
check on the
okay.
time. How we
Okay.
doing time wise? Oh, we're good. You want to do a little medium tune, some kind?
Sure.
You want to do honeysuckle
Yes.
in B flat?
B flat.
Whew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every honeybee fills with jealousy when they see you out with me. I don't blame them, goodness knows. Honeysuckle rose. When you're passing by, flowers droop and sigh, and I know the reason why. You're much sweeter, goodness knows. Honeysuckle rose. Don't you go by sugar, you just have to touch my cup. You're my sugar, it's sweeter when you stir it up. When I'm taking sips from your tasty lips, seems the honey fairly drips. Your confection, goodness knows, honeysuckle rose. Bidididididididida opodede, beba opodede, baba do bedide, so ba dum bla dum bodede. Zunda da da de 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 da you do the day. So ba do play ba da de da da play when you dance it de a ding dam bo samba de ya de be do ya de booey diddly doodle diddly day diddly day diddly doodle die. Si bedo bedede Propi eyes on pui embo do da di do plebo be yose Balya do ba de ba de da ba do de do da Honeysuckle rose. Every honeybee fills with jealousy when they see you out with me. I don't blame them, goodness knows. Honeysuckle rose. When you're passing by, flowers droop and sigh, and I know the reason why. You're much sweeter, goodness knows. Honeysuckle rose. Don't you go by sugar. You just have to touch my cup. You're my sugar. It's sweeter when you stir it up. When I'm taking sips from your tasty lips, seems the honey fairly drips. Your confection, goodness knows. Honeysuckle rose. Honeysuckle rose. I sit and did you there. Oh, honeysuckle rose. Oh, you there. I said, oh, honey, honeysuckle rose. Yes. 5 minutes. Thank you. Wow. That's so great. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I want to say that we are taking, very gratefully, we are taking tips for to help pay the musicians, and there's a link, I think, on the top or on the bottom somewhere. There should be a link to my virtual tip jar, which is on my website, and you can please donate a suggested donation of $10. If you can afford more, hey, we'll take more. If you can't afford that much and you just want to throw a little bit in as a sign of love, we'll take that too, very gratefully. Thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, wow. That was great.
That was wearing the money, in case you didn't know.
William Shatner, he started a new line of women's undergarments,
Really?
but I don't think that he wasn't able to come up with a good name. So far, he only has Shatner panties. I think that's one of the best.
No.
No, that's not the best.
No.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He would have liked that, though. He's a dirty dog.
William Shatner's a dirty dog?
He's a dirty dog.
Is he a dirty dog?
Yes, he is.
What has 5 toes but isn't your foot?
What?
My foot.
Okay, I got a chord for that. It goes like this.
Okay. So tell me, what are you doing during the pandemic? What's going on? You're doing a lot of playing, actually, and you're playing a lot outside too.
I have been busking for the first time in my life, and I really like playing outside.
You
Partly
like
because
playing
it reminds
outside?
me when I was a teenager, I used to sit in the park and play guitar with my friends.
It makes you feel like a kid again.
So I've been playing with some really great people. I've been playing with Evan Sherman, who's a great drummer.
Yeah.
With people like Joe Magnarelli and Jerry Weldon, and my good friend Mark Lewandowski is a great bass player. He plays in my band too. And I've been playing with this bass player named Nathan Garrett, who's great. He's been using different drummers. And I've been playing with Dmitry Kolesnik and this guy Steve Little.
Oh yeah.
Steve's a great drummer. And I've been
And
also playing.
I love Dimitri too. He's great.
Actually, I've been working on some solo guitar stuff, and instead of sitting at home and practicing, I've been busking at this amazing pizza place on Broadway and 106. It's called Mama's 2. They have the best pizza in New York. And when it's a nice day and I feel like it, I go over there and I play solo guitar for a couple hours and I make some money, and I've met a lot of people, friends, and it's really nice because it's like if I sat home and did the same thing, I would be making no money, and I wouldn't be making friends. And people, the thing is for me is I really enjoy the subtle energy, the electromagnetic energy of the connection between an audience and playing music for people.
Yeah.
And as much as live streams are cool in this day and age,
Yeah.
hopefully not. Hopefully we get back into clubs
Yeah.
and we get that electromagnetic energy again.
Yes.
But for now, this is we'll do this. This is great.
I like that it's an electromagnetic energy.
You think about it.
It really is.
You think about it because the connection, not getting into a whole metaphysical, the diatribe, but music is the vibrations. Everything is vibrating. Everything is moving,
Yeah.
and everything has the duality of like waveforms. And the air around us is the part of the transduction method of the subtle energy that goes from my experiencing my spiritual consciousness playing through my instrument
Yeah.
and sharing that with people.
Yes, sharing it with people.
But on
Absolutely.
the other side though, I do this thing that's a little it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I call it musical profiling.
Okay.
And I learned how to do this from playing a lot of parties and a lot of different ethnic kind of parties. And I hear a guy that's walking down the street in front of the pizza place, and I hear an Irish accent. So I start playing Danny Boy as he's walking by.
Uh-huh.
He'll stop, he'll listen to the whole song, and then he'll throw $10 in the thing.
Yes, there
And
you go.
The other day I played there were four gorgeous two gorgeous couples of African American black people walking down the street, and they looked really cool and they were very well dressed and they were all really good looking. And I profiled. I did this, racial profiling. So I said, I so in love with you. And I played that song, and all of a sudden, this guy, one of them, he starts singing the shit out of the song.
Yes.
And we did this whole thing, and he was dancing, and the other three of them were dancing, and everyone at the pizza place was like, "Holy shit, what just happened?" That was like the best stuff I heard in ages.
Playing
and it was
to
all
the
on the
audience.
street in front of people are so grateful for music now.
Yeah.
They're so starved, for live music, and
Yeah,
that's
true.
part of it is that connection. We don't realize how much subtle energy does.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I know when I'm in a club with people, and if I sing something and then somebody goes woo in the background, like it just all kinds of different energy. Someone just smiling at me sends me
Positive
in a different
reinforcement.
sends me in a
Yeah.
different direction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Let's Stay Together. That's the name of that song.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jen,
Yeah.
you've been working a lot during the pandemic too.
Yeah, things are a little slower right now. They're going to be picking up in a couple days though. But yeah, I did a lot of playing for people all through last summer. I played with the E.L. Vilner Big Band, and we played all the way up until December.
Oh, that's right. I saw you guys in the park.
Yeah, and that was like playing for the audience to a whole other level because it was for the dancers. It's a dance gig, and they had a scene.
Yeah.
Every Sunday it was packed. We
In the
made
park?
a lot of money. We were like 16 people, and we were just playing for tips.
Oh,
we had the
yeah.
we had dancers in their 80s that are dressed to the nines. I think there was this one woman. She was there. She was 96 years old.
When
all-
was this? I mean, were they like wearing masks? I'm trying to
Oh
picture.
yeah. Everyone's wearing
man.
masks. Yeah, all
So
last summer,
nice.
and then we started really early, like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And EL's in Israel right now, but he'll be doing it more. And that was like wicked, because that was the only place in New York. All of New York was shut down. This is the only place they could do that, like all last summer.
Yeah.
All
That's
through the
so
fall
awesome.
and everything.
It was in Washington Square
Everybody
Park,
came.
right?
Yeah, everybody came. It was so amazing.
Yeah, it was great. And his big
Oh my
band has
God.
always been fun,
Mhm.
But the whole thing, you should have seen how happy people were
Yeah.
to hear that.
To
'Cause
hear
it's
live
Yep.
music. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a whole new kind of connection. So we're getting some comments from Eric, my brother, said that he just came from a walk and they found honeysuckle and roses on their walk. And yes, Meredith agreed that was perfect. And my sister Jonna says she wants to go for a walk and find honeysuckle and roses and guitar music and pizza.
We're supposed to play for Days of Wine and Roses, so we can find wine and roses.
Oh man.
Let's just
can
skip
find
the
some
roses
wine.
and get right to the wine.
Yeah, we need to play that so we can find it. You want
I,
to?
No, that's a depressing movie.
Oh, okay.
I want to
You ever seen the movie?
No.
Oh my God. Oh, it's a great movie.
Uh,
Here's one of the roses.
I'm gonna remember if I saw it.
No, I
That's a
never
long
saw
time.
it.
It's from the like 60s, 70s.
Jacqueline.
I want to remind everybody that tomorrow is the first Friday of the month, which makes it Bandcamp Day. So you can buy music from all of your favorite musicians on Bandcamp Day. I've got a record there paying the bills. You can buy the whole record. You can just buy a couple songs if you want to. You can pay more. And what I love on Bandcamp is that you can pay more than the asking price,
Right.
which I love if you want to. And also on Bandcamp Day, so tomorrow, Friday, if you go by tomorrow, they will let the musicians have all of their share of the profits.
Yeah, they take no cut.
Yeah, they
for
take
that
no
once
cut.
a month.
Yeah, so
Nice.
go tomorrow. And Saul Rubin also has
Yeah.
a new album out on Bandcamp.
Yeah, it's called Zebulon Trio, and it's with Mark Lewandowski and Charles Gould, and it's some originals and a couple of standards. But that's on Bandcamp too.
That's on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
It's called Zebulon Trio. Zebulon is my nickname, or Zeb. They call me Zeb
They call you Zeb.
or Zebulon.
Zebulon, and because that's what you show as your middle name, but
Yeah.
it's really a nickname.
It's a nickname because when I was in high school, my friend gave me that name. Peter McCardle. You out there, Peter? He
Let me
you know,
see.
we were talking about
Peter.
stuff about Frank Zappa, you know, and I don't know how Zebulon came out. There's, you know, Zebulon is one of the 12 tribes of Zebulon, one of the 12 tribes. But originally we were talking about Zebulon, North Carolina, South Carolina, something, you know.
Oh.
It was something from a Zappa quote or something. So, you know, we were really big Zappa heads. And yeah, he said he dubbed me Zebulon, you know, and we were probably, I don't know, we were in the park, put it that way, sitting in the park.
And you had something else under the name Zebulon. You had there was this whole scene that you had with vocalists.
Oh no, I had a loft space. I had a loft space that was a performance space / recording studio / live work situation on 28th Street.
Mhm.
And yes, my daughter sings, Jennifer Rachel Markham Rubin. My son plays guitar, Alex Rubin.
Right on.
And so I found this loft, and I wanted my daughter to hear every singer in town. So we started this every Wednesday, jazz vocal Wednesdays, and it became such a vortex for jazz singers. I was getting people from a lot of different countries. Oh, I'll be in New York for like a week. Can I have a gig? I'm like, do you know anyone in New York that's going to come? I'm like, no. But I featured I played with almost every singer except for the super, I didn't play with Diane Reeves. I didn't play with people, you know, but I played with practically every local singer, a lot of them. And then we had an open mic. So I would feature a singer, and then we had an open mic. And there would be 25, 30 singers there signing a list. They'd each do one song, and we'd go till 2 or 3 in the morning sometimes, because I said whoever comes and signs a list, but I controlled it. I didn't let anyone play long solos.
Yeah.
And it was only, I didn't let instrumentalists call tunes. They could come and sit in. If they didn't know the tune, I'd tell them to get off.
Okay.
And if I sounded like they didn't know the tune, I'd tell them to get off. And but
That's really good.
That
and
is
I would
really
tell
good.
them, I would say the singers call the tunes, the musicians don't. But
Mhm.
everybody was, you know, it was such a scene. It was so much fun. And then, since I had a great loft, I rented it out for parties, and we also had birthday
yeah.
parties, like Johnny O'Neill's birthday party, 4 years in a row, you know.
Nice.
And there would be 75. I mean, there were times there were 75, 80 people in his room, and you know, it was a great sounding room because I treated it to do live recordings.
Yeah.
So it was very easy to make a great recording in that room. And it was the second floor of an old firehouse. So it was brick.
Nice.
I mean, it was really quiet, and it was in the back of the building. So I had to do very little, and it was just such a great scene. And then they sold the building and tore it down, and they built there. The whole block's a construction site now. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But it was really a scene from I took the place in 2009 till almost 2016, and so much stuff was done there. It was great. I miss it. I'm not gonna lie. And people miss it. They're always saying, "Oh, I wish it was called Zebs."
Zebs.
That's why I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Right. That's what.
So and I had a grand piano and drums and mics and preamps and all kinds of recording gear, and then I had a bedroom in the back, and that that was the only drag about it was sometimes when you live somewhere that's public,
Yeah.
you want people to leave.
Yeah.
You got to start kicking them out. It's like, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was an ideal situation. And I'm not gonna lie, I miss it, and I'm thinking about how to do something like that, and now,
It's a nice.
but
big
not
ribbon.
by myself. It was too much. It was stressful, but one of the high points of my life, I gotta say. Before that, things weren't going so well, so it was like a real, and it was also 2009. It was after the big economic crisis. I took on a big rent and I couldn't afford, but I had angels. I had angels that helped me.
Yeah.
They had 4 angels. I'm not going to mention their names,
That's a beautiful
but
thing.
they had
Thank
angels because
goodness
it didn't
for
pay
that.
for itself. So I needed help from
Yes.
people, and I learned how to ask for things, which
Yeah.
was one of the greatest lessons. Is you have to ask for things, and I'm not good at that. I'm not good at asking for things.
Well, and
I got
that's
better
kind
at
of
it.
what we're doing now, and especially in the pandemic, is we all need to ask for things.
Yeah.
I accept all charity.
Yeah.
Venmo.
And again, well, yeah,
PayPal.
my virtual tip jar. Go, you can find the link and throw a little something
Bitcoin, no
in there for all
Yeah.
of us. There's a Venmo on there. There's a PayPal on there. Please go find it. If you can't find the link there, just go to my website, maryalawrence.net. And yeah, because we definitely need help.
Yeah, we do.
And Gonzalo is watching. Hi, Gonzalo. And he says he likes how he sounds. Could we turn the bassist up a little bit?
Okay.
It would be better.
I'll just get a little closer. Yeah.
You want
I'll
me to
still
move it?
stand up.
No, I'll move the mic.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just stand up.
Well, I think that we have.
It's a stand-up bass.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a stand-up person.
Oh, thanks.
Um,
I'm gonna sit down.
is before we do our last song, which is the title song. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the good people of the whole universe out there?
Yes, there is. Oh yeah, let me play my song first, and then do we have?
Oh
enough time?
yeah. You can play a song, and then we'll just end with
Okay,
with our
I
song.
want to talk. This is a song. It's
Yes.
called
Oh.
The Golden Rule, and I want to talk about the Golden Rule because it's very important.
Okay.
And I think that if we all think about the Golden Rule, I'm not going to tell you what it is, and if you don't know, look it up. But
Okay.
basically, the Golden Rule is a way for us to be able to coexist
Yeah.
with or without religion. It's not really important. You don't need religion for the Golden Rule because
Yeah.
if there is a God, God wants us to be kind to each other.
That's for sure.
That's what God wants. God, you can believe whatever you want. I don't care what you believe. But if you believe that God wants us to be kind to each other
Yeah.
and do unto others as you want others to do unto you,
Yes.
we'd be all pretty good. And everything you do, every interaction that you have with people,
Mm-hmm.
even animals and plants,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
if you think about it, how you would want to treat a plant like the plant would want to treat you.
Oh man, I totally talk to my plants. I'm like, hey, looking good there today. Good job.
Yeah, I sing to my palm tree.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So anyway, I wrote a song called Golden Rule, and actually it was as a result of talking to Sonny Rollins like last 2 weeks ago. We talked a lot
nice.
about the Golden Rule, and it inspired me to write this song and lyrics, which I'm not going to sing or say, but I'm just going to play the song one time through.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I might do it twice.
Okay.
It's not that
It's
long.
totally up to you.
Okay, here it goes. No. Okay, here it goes.
Uh-oh.
It has to be in that rhythm.
Yeah.
Okay, here I go.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that was beautiful. What's it called?
It's called Golden Rule.
Golden Rule. I love it. I love it so
It's
much.
It kept on getting more and more beautiful too, like throughout.
That what?
It kept getting more beautiful.
Oh
as it
yeah,
went
yeah.
on.
It is. I know. As it went
You know,
on, it just
it's like, wow.
it went deeper and
I would have
deeper.
gone on further too, but I just, you know,
It's beautiful.
you got to, on my next record, you'll have to buy it so that you can hear the full version.
Tomorrow. 'cause
It's not on a record yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Tomorrow.
I walked to the paint store to get thinner. It didn't work, so I just had to brush it off. There.
Well, I have to say something about Jennifer Vincent. She is the queen
yes.
of what she does, and
Agreed.
she spent the pandemic cheering people up.
Yes.
I have to say that I commend you. Every time I see what you do, it makes me so happy, and I'm so glad because it's brilliant.
Oh, thanks. I had to make a decision because I was getting like kind of dark, and I was just like, you're like, what's happening? Like all this stuff.
Yes.
And so like with the election and everything, so I decided I'm not going to get deep into politics. I don't really know what the hell I'm talking about really, because people would start saying like really deep things to me, and I couldn't respond.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to get to the political thing. I'm just going to like do humor and just, you know what I'm saying? Like keep it light.
You made me so happy.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
I mean, I loved it. Every single one of them. She's very, very. I mean, it's very. What's the word? Clever.
I'm a thief.
Clever. Oh,
So-
you steal?
Oh, absolutely.
You steal those?
I made up a couple of them and I changed them, but people give them to me. Like I wake up and there's like.
Oh, I thought you made up all of them. I take it back.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not that. No.
Oh, okay.
If you follow
I'm a
Jennifer
thief.
Vincent, she's
a
always
thief.
posting puns and jokes and
I did
things
make
to
up
cheer
a
us
couple,
up.
though. I did make up a couple good ones.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sure you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made me happy. I made an animation. I didn't watch the news for like 6 months,
Right.
and she did puns.
Yep.
Everybody did something, hopefully, to keep them from going completely nuts.
Yeah.
Here's an
We put my
original.
album out, and that's what we did.
That's great. I live by myself, so I was like, nah, what am I going to do today? I guess I'll go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
My quarantine was yoga and puns, and
Oh,
Jodi Arias trial. I watched like all these like investigative trials where they like ask the criminal to get a confession and all this stuff. So I watched the whole like Jodi Arias trial, like the whole darn thing. It has like it went on for like 2 months. I watched the whole thing like 8 hours. 60 episodes.
That's a
It was
bit
crazy.
extreme.
It was
Wow.
crazy. I skipped over a couple days because a couple of the witnesses were boring. But other than that, I got through almost the whole thing. So that was my quarantine.
I want to say, Zandrina applauded your song, and Eric, my brother, says, beautiful song, Saul.
Thanks, Eric.
And Bonnie is watching. Hi, Bonnie. And I want to say hi. I want to give a shout out to Aaron Spencer, who's here doing. If you want to come in and say hello to the good people, there he is. He's in charge of sound and everything. And now, if you have any questions for us, you could post them. But we're just going to do one more song. The theme of this whole shindig thing, shebang, is "Ask Me Now," which is a song by Thelonious Monk. And just in case I forget to say it later after the song, because we're going to end right after the song, I want to say that next month, this is a monthly show, Ask Me Now with Marya Lawrence. And once again, we have featured Saul Zebulon Rubin on guitar and Jennifer Vincent on bass. And next month is going to be on Thursday, July 1st. And I'm going to be featuring beautiful pianist, Willem Delisfort.
He's bad.
Yeah,
He's
he's
amazing.
bad in a really, really, really good way. So, if you have any questions, you can last minute questions. Maybe we'll get them after the song, but otherwise.
Oh, hey, Maria,
Yes.
when one of your friends gets sick, do you usually send them a card? Or what do you do when your friends get sick?
I wish them well and pray for them.
But one of my musical colleagues just sent me a get better card.
Oh yeah,
Get better soon card. I'm not sick. He just wants me to get better.
he just wants you to get better. Mm-hmm.
Get
Boom
better all
crash.
the
Boom
time.
crash. Sorry. Okay.
Used to be
All right.
happy on that. No,
Was that bad? That was bad.
Was that Beatles?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Getting better all the time.
I thought so.
Better. Thank you.
All right. So I think I said it all. Come back next month. Throw a little some love in the virtual tip jar and Bandcamp Day tomorrow. And let's do Ask Me Now. One, two, Once you said you loved me, placed no one above me, prayed for me to take that vow. What dumb thing did I say? So busy being blasé. How I wish you'd ask me now. I was vain and blind then, prone to be unkind then. Wish they'd turn back time somehow. Then I was audacious. I ignored what was precious. How I wish you'd ask me now. Then I thought I'd always be fancy free. How could I have been so blind? What I once made light of turned out to be true love. Once my ego ruled me, flattered me and fooled me more times than the laws allow. You asked me, do I care? My attention was elsewhere. How I wish you'd ask me now. Then I thought I'd always be all footloose and fancy free. How could I have been so blind? What I once made light of turned out to be true love. Once my ego ruled me, flattered me and fooled me more times than the Lord's allowed. You asked me, do I care? My attention was elsewhere. Oh, how I wish. Please ask me All right. I'm just going to check real quick to see if anybody has anything to say. Sandrina loves it. Thank you so much. So many hearts are showing up, and love and love and love. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you for coming. And come back next month, July 1st. I will send out things about it. And if you want to follow me and you don't already, come find me, Marya Lawrence, Marya. And thank you so much, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Sayonara. Don't go changing.
Live long and prosper.
Nanu, nanu.
Yeah, yeah.